Okay, so welcome back to the channel, guys. We are back with Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, the first cases. So we're back to help Angeline, though I don't really want to, because, you know, bit of a douche. Right, I've finally arrived. My priority is to get out of this bitter cold before I freeze completely. Usually a good idea. I must not get distracted by the celebrations. I was brought here to uncover the identity of Mademoiselle Angeline's blackmailer, and that is exactly what I shall do. Okay. Ugh. We're here with our little suitcase. And yes, this is as fast as we can run or walk. Did we always have a shaved head? It's not a good look, bro. Not without the fabulous moustache. I want to make a snow angel. Whee! I like how the trail is actually staying in the snow. A lot of games, they just fade it out. A moment longer in this weather and my fingers would have become too cold to even knock the door. You use your fingers to knock a door? You can always use your foot.
Bonjour,
bro,
my
just
name
kick it.
is Hercule Poirot. I am here at the invitation of Mademoiselle Angeline.
Ah, Detective Poirot. We have been expecting you. Please come in from this frightful cold.
Scotsman! What's a Scotsman about?
Merci. I don't think I would have lasted much longer out here before turning into an icicle.
Welcome. I am Archibald Sterling, the head butler. Please accept my apologies. I have a rather pressing matter, but I will see that you are attended to immediately.
Awesome.
Do not trouble yourself on my behalf. I am sure I am more than capable of finding my room. I shall straighten myself up and be ready to join the party.
Ah, there is no rush, Detective. Dinner will not be served for some time. So please, make yourself comfortable.
Okay.
Once you have settled in, I am sure that Miss Angeline will be happy to see you. She has been eager for your arrival. She's not been herself recently. You will be staying on the first floor. I believe your room is one of the two on the west side of the house.
Merci.
And we're going
I
to
am
accidentally
sure
on
we shall
purpose
speak
find the
again
wrong one.
soon.
It is time to make myself comfortable. I should begin with finding my room and straightening myself up before the party begins.
Oh,
Tonight's arrivals have written a small signed message. The male guests are based in the East Wing. Why are we in the West then?
bonjour. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Detective Hercule Poirot.
Detective, I hope you're not here for me.
Zachariah.
Not that I am aware of. Should...
Ha! Ha ha! Not often you meet a detective with a sense of humor. I'm Zakaria Demir, but you can call me Zach.
The brother, maybe? Judging by the smell of alcohol, I would say he had begun the celebrations already and is likely to be this friendly with everyone. Have you had a chance?
If I had seen them, maybe I would have. It is meant to be their celebration, but they're always off, dealing with something or other.
Something or other? A rather vague expression.
Let's just say they like to keep their cards close to their chest. For such a well-known family, I'm surprised they can keep anything hidden.
Would you care to elaborate on what Mademoiselle may be hiding?
I'd rather not. You're the detective, isn't that your job?
Très bien, Monsieur Demir.
Perhaps I should keep my occupation and reason for being here to myself for now at least. I fear it may derail my initial introduction.
You'll be lucky. I've been waiting for a refill for ages. I came out here to find someone myself.
Ah, I see. The preparations for this evening's dinner must have taken precedence.
I've seen that butler running around like a madman, but there is still no party to speak of. It's pretty clear they need to hire a few more hands.
Evidently.
I shall take up no more of your time. À bientôt.
I don't want to go upstairs yet. I'm investigating. Look at our funky doodle red socks and shoes. We are fashionable. What's that?
Aha.
A portrait of a distinguished-looking gentleman. Doesn't appear to be related to the family. See, I'm sure we wore these red boots so that if we die out in the snow, people can find us. And why didn't we think to wear a hat and a scarf? Or gloves!
Oh.
Madame van der Bosch has always been one for appearances. Why would the family want to keep a price tag on the vase? To make it look expensive, obviously. Last time we dealt with them, they were poor. Chance to play is very tempting, but I shall save myself the embarrassment. Who says it's an embarrassment? Maybe we're really good.
Huh.
Looks quite valuable and delicate. I shall resist the temptation to expect it any further. But I want to poke it.
Oh.
Roaring fire. I could stand and gaze into the flames for hours. An interesting looking piece of stationery. It appears rather delicate. Well, isn't that kind of why they put stuff in a case? I presume this leads to the dining room. I'm sure there will be a grand reveal when all are present. Is the phone working?
Aha.
Imagine this is used by Archibald. I very much doubt Maman would use it. I can hear bottles clanging and moving furniture. I presume this is the salon. The door is locked. Alright then, upstairs we go. Stomp, stomp, stomp. So, which one's the east and which one's the west? An auctioneer's receipt. I hope Madame van den Bosch isn't finding it necessary to sell her belongings. Again. Mais payable to C. van der Bosch. I think this would be the east.
Ah.
I am not sure how I would fare coming face to face with such beasts. And also, why is it so small?
Huh.
The time and skill it takes to build such a wonderful piece, it is an art form. Doop. We're nosy, so we gotta explore everything.
Oh.
This door does not seem fitting of a bedroom. Something far grander resides behind it. Maybe like a ballroom.
Huh.
A painting of the sun rising over a town. Sadly, it appears to have some water damage. Group of saints. A beautifully composed painting of 7 saints. Madame has quite an eye for striking artwork. Huh. A painting of a valley with a series of beautiful cliffs. The scenery is truly breathtaking. Alright, so this isn't our room, so we're gonna have a little look. I can hear music from inside. This room must already have a resident. Perhaps others have arrived before me. Well, look above. It's a symbol of one of the saints, look. Same as this one. A selection of perfume. Compliments of the family. Seems rather fitting for a female occupant. Did they leave me some cologne as well? Did they put us in the wrong room?
Huh.
A roaring fire. I could stand and gaze into the flames for hours.
Oh.
Fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the house. And a sandbow to hide a woman's modesty while changing. Yeah, not these days. Okay. Confirmed evidence, Angeline's rocky relationship with Cassandra. Yeah. Archibald. Ah, Elizabeth be here. Or is this from previous one? Okay, so I'm up here. Oh, okay, so we got a couple of links already. Changing screens.
Order and method. That
Oh, shush.
I should not be surprised by my...
A butler would usually escort me to my room, but on this occasion I must find my own way. Stress due to lack of staff.
Order and method.
He's doing too much. For God's sake. Hides a few secrets. That one.
I must act
No?
on thought. I must take a different
No?
approach.
Okay.
Things are beginning to become...
These must be the rooms for tonight's events. They must be locked for a good reason.
Magnifique.
Magnifique. Doubt Madame's standards have dropped. The staff must be working hard to finalize preparations.
This will not get me any close.
I thought it maybe might make a nice triangle.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Yeah, he gave us the wrong room. It appears as though I am staying in a very feminine room. Perhaps there has been some confusion. Yes.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Oh my god. Poirot, you were an idiot.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Archibald is clearly flustered with his tasks. It appears he has sent me to the wrong room. Inspect the bedroom. But I already have. There does not seem to be anything of interest. There is no tag, but it must belong to one of the guests. Have a look, see who it belongs to then. Oh, there. Carter said in envelope. It indicates Hugo would like Miss Conrad to speak with him ASAP. Monsieur Stilling has given me the wrong room. This one has been made up for Jacqueline Conrad. No matter, I shall phone ma chambre myself. Oh, hello. Who are you, bro?
You must
Gideon.
be Detective Poirot. Welcome. Allow me to introduce myself. Gideon Demir.
The fiancé to Mademoiselle Angeline. The pleasure is all mine.
Angeline spoke so highly of you. It sounds as though you are the man that can sort this terrible mess out.
I am, monsieur. You have my word.
She tries her best to keep everyone else happy, but I can see it is taking its toll.
Quite understandable. She is feeling the burden of the family that is not hers to carry.
Angeline has spoken with her mother. She has asked if there is anything that could be used against her, but she was just so dismissive.
Maybe it's
And
Gideon.
what are
Maybe he
your
doesn't want to get
thoughts
married.
on the matter?
I do not want to overstep my position, but if there is something that could damage not only the Vandenbosch name, but our future, Angeline deserves to know.
That is a very diplomatic answer.
You have met Madame. You know it is best to not get on her wrong side.
Do it anyway. I have, and Monsieur Gideon is wise to select his battles carefully where Madame is concerned.
Mostly friends of the family, a couple of business associates of mine. Quite a mix from all walks of life.
With regards to the blackmailing, can they be trusted, or should they be considered suspects?
Angeline is struggling to trust anyone right now, but Madame Vandenbosch, as it is her house, thought it was best for us to have them all present.
And they will all be staying in the house.
Yes, it is a rather full house. All 6 guests will be staying on this floor. The family resides on the 2nd floor. As does Felix.
Felix?
I will be sure to speak with them all. However, I will keep my identity and purpose for being here hidden, at least until I have made my initial introductions.
I'm afraid that ship may have already sailed. Once the Comtesse gets wind of something, a detective coming to the house, for example, you can bet everyone will know.
Awesome, so stay away from the Comtesse.
You are very observant, detective. You would be wise to keep that perceptive nature while you're here.
Yeah, we don't like the Major.
I'm sure you are correct.
Douchebag.
But I'd like to return to your feelings towards the Major.
He has been a good friend to Madame Vandenbosch over the years, but that does not make him a good man, or suitable to involve himself in family affairs.
Well, you're a clever fella for picking up on that. Monsieur Gideon has not said anything negative against the Major, but it sounds as though he is questionable of the Major's intentions in the house.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Let's see. So up one more floor.
Huh.
Why not? Okay, so let's see what our thingy says. Okay. Albuquerque. What was your name? Bon. Mademoiselle Angeline is here. The sooner I can learn more about the blackmail, the quicker she can return to celebrating her happy news. I am also eager to hear about Mademoiselle Elizabeth and what became of young Fleurette. Yes, I want to know. The Vandenbosch family have held a place in my mind since our first meeting. I am most interested to see what has changed since then. Indeed. Evidently not much.
I should not be surprised by my own...
It appears the family's financial situation is much the same as last I saw them. Can I confirm this? Talk to Gideon. Gideon! Hello?
Please, ask away, detective.
I am aware finances can be a sensitive subject, but may I ask of the house's
As far
situation?
as I'm aware, everything is in order. From what I understand, the late Viscount had made some questionable investments. But that is all in the past.
Maybe as a marriage convenience.
And regarding the payment
know.
of the blackmail,
Angeline does not have to worry about money anymore. I was born into some wealth, and I have earned my own fortune.
merci, monsieur. I shall leave
What
you
if
to
it's the
prepare
mom?
for tonight's celebrations.
Could be Cassandra.
Mademoiselle Angeline, it is a pleasure to see you again.
Detective, how wonderful you are here. Your travel was not too arduous, I hope?
She's wearing the same outfit from a couple of years ago.
Watching from my carriage window, I saw the beautiful countryside and rolling hills. It was anything but taxing.
I'm truly thankful you could make it here at such late notice.
No thanks are required, mademoiselle. When one is requested personally, there is nothing more important.
Yes, Maman has quite a collection, although they are not all to my taste. Most, in fact.
The painting of the saints, in particular, it is quite exquisite. Is it connected to the house in some way?
The one in the hall? If you look above your bedroom door, you will see one of their names. I believe they were originally carved to watch over the occupants. Gideon and I only wanted a small dinner to celebrate our engagement, but Maman was adamant on throwing this party. It may have been her idea, but it's the staff that have made it happen. Their efforts do not go unnoticed, from me at least. They have been with us for so long. I do my best to make sure they are happy and content.
Mademoiselle has made a remarkable transformation from selfish spoiled brat to the gracious young woman I see before me. Although I must solve this case alone, Mademoiselle's insight may be of great assistance throughout my investigation.
Oh, detective, I'm afraid I just don't know.
She
I
was
do
quite
not know.
adamant at the police station that she would not be returning to the house, but I assumed she would at least collect her belongings.
Maman demanded that Elizabeth pack up everything she had and dispose of it.
As if the poor girl had not already lost enough.
But I couldn't let that happen. Elizabeth and I took her belongings, what little there was of them, to a friend of hers in the town that Elizabeth knew of. But not even she had heard from her.
Could Fleurette have returned
I
to her
wanted
family?
to contact her, but I had no address or telephone number.
Surely Madame must have had some information when she employed her.
You saw how Maman was. As soon as Fleurette was out of sight of the house, it was as though she had never been there at all. Elizabeth was most upset at the news Fleurette would not be returning.
And your mama's choice to ignore her accountability for the girl stopped you searching.
Please, detective, you cannot make me feel any worse than I already do. If I could go back and live that day again, you must believe me, I would never have done it.
Yes, but you wouldn't have changed, so. Mademoiselle Angeline has finally accepted responsibility and is remorseful for her actions that day and the consequences that followed. I am pleased to see a maturity in her, but that does not help young Fleurette, wherever she may be.
Only Maman, Elizabeth, my beloved Gideon, and you, of course.
And what is your fiancé's opinion of the letters?
He thinks me foolish for paying the first one if there is no secret to reveal. But
But you believe there may be a secret lurking, one that Maman is herself keeping hidden.
she tells me nothing. Even though I'm a grown woman on the verge of marriage, she still treats me like the child I once was.
Perhaps it is out of love that she protects you. It is in every mother's nature to protect their young from hurt.
The relationship between Madame and Mademoiselle is obviously far from perfect. She should treasure the times she has with Mademoiselle Angeline before she is wed and has flown the nest. Do you have any suspicions as to whom may have sent the letters?
Not a single person. I don't know anyone that would stoop so low.
The guests that will be joining us tonight, they are ones you can trust?
I hope so, Detective. Before the letters arrived, I would not have thought twice about it.
They are all close friends of yours, I assume.
Friends and colleagues, Gideon has spoken positively about them. It would be a rather underhanded tactic to do such a thing to someone you are doing business with.
It wouldn't be the first. Mademoiselle seems naive to the nature of business. It can be ruthless and unapologetic. Perhaps I should not overlook them as suspects as quickly as Mademoiselle has.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall find you if there is anything further I need.
Okay. Finances are in order.
What a revelation!
Looks like the family have finally got back on track with their money problems. Great to hear. Plaques above the door, like I said.
Come, my little grey
No?
cells. Is there something?
Maybe this and this.
Is there something
No.
I am not seeing?
Plaques above doors
The
and
pieces
saints.
of the puzzle are
I wish
finally
they'd stop
come-
doing that. 7 prestigious saints. I should find these above 7 doors in the house. I wonder if this matches the number of expected guests.
I must act on thought and
Ah,
things are beginning to become clear.
all the first floor rooms are accounted for. Perhaps the missing door is hidden elsewhere. Hidden door.
I must take a different approach if I am to...
Ah!
Another success.
I fear Mademoiselle's secret may not be the only one this house is hiding. Okay. We still haven't found our room. Hello, Archibald! Archibaldo, I don't know where I'm going.
Huh.
Hmm. I am unsure of where to go next. Why is the girl in the red, though, looking up? Everybody else is talking to each other and she's just looking up. Okay, I'm a little misplaced here.
Oh.
Ah,
Detective, it looks as though I might be out here all weekend. What can I do for you?
would it not be easier to find the staff yourself instead of waiting for their return?
I'm a guest. I shouldn't have to go around chasing them.
Perhaps the party preparation is more of a priority.
It's not my fault they aren't ready. Why don't I wait here while you check in the butler's pantry in the east corridor? I think I saw a maid go in there earlier.
Really?
I shall take up no more of your time.
Ah, Elizabeth.
Oh,
The cook has obviously used them for quite some time, judging by their condition. There does not seem to be anything of interest in here.
Ah, Mademoiselle Elizabeth. What a pleasure to see you again.
Detective Poirot, I'm so glad you could make it.
Unfortunately, it is not purely for pleasure that I am here. Mademoiselle Angeline requires my attention professionally.
Yes, Angeline has told me. I'm glad she called upon you, Detective. I've been rather worried about her.
I will do everything I can to find the blackmailer and bring them to justice.
I have every faith in you.
I hope I am not interrupting you.
We are all very busy, as I'm sure you can imagine. After I'm done, I can come to your room and help you with any further questions.
I still need to find it.
Ah, yes. Guests are requested to sign the book when arriving. I believe it gives details to the guests' room locations.
It stated the male guests are to be staying in the East Wing.
Yes, Madame does not believe in male and female guests residing beside one another.
I see.
No one escorted you. I am so sorry. Everyone is just so frantic at the moment. Madame has requested all staff prepare for this evening.
And you have been tasked with jobs in the pantry. Surely your talents could be used elsewhere.
I do as Madame asks. Well, as Archie asks.
Monsieur Sterling. Yes, I met him when I arrived. A charming gentleman. He did give me some rather vague instructions to find my room, though.
I can only apologise on his behalf. He would be mortified. I'm afraid I cannot be of much more help, but I believe you are located next to Mr. De Silva. By all means, the house is yours to explore.
Awesome. I suppose I should not take Monsieur Sterling's lack of directions personally, considering the amount of work the staff have been tasked with. At least now I have permission to further roam the house. I am glad to see Mademoiselle Angeline has not allowed the blackmail to dampen her spirits
Yes, I'm
today.
afraid it may be all for show, though. She has not been herself, and it is not only I that have noticed.
Madame Vandenbosch. Surely it must have had some effect on her.
Madame has carried on as though nothing has happened. She has never been one to show emotion, and she doesn't seem to notice how it has affected Angeline. The staff, on the other hand... Angeline means no harm, but there have been some instances recently where she has acted rather sharply with them.
Oh,
I hope
she
not
copied
too
her mom?
sharply. A house of 2 Madame Vandenbosches would surely be too much for anyone.
Oh yeah. I have been eagerly waiting to hear more of Belgium's greatest love story.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm afraid it is far from a happy ending. Luke is sadly no longer with us.
What?
Oh, mademoiselle, I was not aware.
It's fine, Detective, honestly. I'm sorry, but I really must finish this.
What happened to him?
Bien sûr, mademoiselle.
For a man that has a mind so brilliant and astute, I have made an easy job of embarrassing myself. Let this be a reminder to use one's grey cells before speaking.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Well, how else would you have
Pleasure
known?
is
There's no
mine, Detective.
notes. Right, Let's have a little nose again. Is there anything on the table? No.
Before you leave, Detective, I have something for you beside the furnace here from Angeline. She wanted me to give it to you on your arrival.
Merci.
You couldn't have just waited. You know. The second letter acknowledges a payment from a previous blackmail letter. So, Mademoiselle Van de Bush, you were wise to take me seriously. You bought my silence for a moment at least. Your family's privacy obviously means a great deal to you if you are willing to pay to keep your secrets hidden and continue to pay you will. Would your maman be as willing to part with her wealth? You will bring a second parcel with another 5,000 francs to the cobblers, this time addressed to a Monsieur Fontaine by close on Friday. You have done your family a service by keeping this arrangement to yourself. I am sure I do not have to tell you what will happen if the police are involved, and I hope it will not come to that. I am now able to read the letters that were sent to Mademoiselle Angeline. I am sure there is a great deal to learn from them, and hopefully some clues to the author. Who knows? Handwritten. That would be the quill pen.
Some would say a lucky guess.
I can't ignore the coincidence. The same style of pen that wrote the letters is present in their house. Just to get the stupid exclamation marks off. I hate exclamation marks on stuff.
Of course, Detective. What is it?
I noticed a rather extravagant-looking pen in
I
the
would
hall.
not say it in front of the Major, but it is rather hideous. It was a gift from him to Madame from his time overseas. I don't think it even has the capability of writing.
A pen that does not write is like a fish that cannot swim.
Yeah, just floats there and gets eaten.
As Angeline describes it, a useless ornament. It's the thought that counts, I suppose.
Merci, mademoiselle.
What if one of the
Pleasure's
secrets...
mine, Detective.
What if one of the secrets, family secrets, is that Madame and the Major are up to some hanky-panky? Hey, it said we can explore the entire bloomin' house. I want to explore the entire flippin' house.
What
Hello,
can I
Angeline.
help you with, Detective?
Showed me the letters. How has Elizabeth been?
As you would expect, she has been in quite a state. It was such a terrible accident. She kept it to herself for almost a week before she even told me.
What happened?
Pardon, how could you not know? Surely his absence from the house was noticed.
Maman fired him after he returned to the house. She said he could not be trusted.
But Mademoiselle Elizabeth's position was kept?
I begged Maman for them both, but she said if he was willing to go behind her back, what else could he do?
Falling in love is a far cry from committing even the smallest crime, n'est-ce pas?
A cruel and unnecessary design by Madame Van de Bush. She had no right to fire him and tear him away from his betrothed.
She has been a kind shoulder to lean on through all this mess, but it is her I worry about. She has been through so much.
I was not aware of what had happened, and by mentioning, I fear I may have only made it worse by dredging up the past.
Do not punish yourself, Detective. You are not to know. I don't think your honest mistake will make much difference to how she has been feeling recently.
It is easier said than done. I have already seen a difference in Mademoiselle Elizabeth. She was once so exuberant and optimistic, seeing the positives in everything and everyone. But now I fear the loss of her love and the careless reminder from moi may have dampened her outlook.
I was right to pay it, yes? You have read them. What do you think?
I
You
haven't
are
read
wise
them.
to consult me, but bowing to their threat may have only shown that you are willing to pay for their silence. Is the secret they speak of worth so much?
I wish I could, but I have no idea. The letter was addressed to me, but I have nothing to hide. Maman took one look at it and disregarded the whole thing as someone's idea of a joke.
She looked at it. She is not aware of the second letter.
She doesn't know I paid the first. I thought I could make it all go away.
Did you ask Madame if there was a family secret they could be privy to?
She said I was to ignore the letters and stop wasting my time with such foolishness. If there was something, she wouldn't tell me anyway.
Yeah, she does like keeping up on that. It appears Mademoiselle believes her maman's attempts to brush away the serious nature of the letters as little as I do. May I ask how you came into such a large amount of money to pay the ransom?
I couldn't ask Maman for the money. She was angry that I had even considered paying it. Gideon offered to help.
Pardon, did he not think you foolish for paying?
He did, but he said he couldn't stand by and watch me in so much distress.
How honorable.
We are soon to be married, Detective. A loving partnership that faces their troubles together. They are his words.
I did not mean anything by it, mademoiselle. You have found yourself a husband that will stand by your side and do what must be done to protect you. I am most pleased for you. Merci,
Okay.
mademoiselle. I shall find you if there is anything further I need.
Oh, he is still here.
Detective, it looks as though I might be up.
Monsieur Sterling said my room was on the first floor.
Is that what he said? I can barely understand most of what he says with that accent.
I can understand Monsieur Sterling perfectly, but Monsieur Demir is one more vulnerable away from becoming
I
unintelligible.
find his accent rather pleasant, reassuring.
I guess. Not too helpful when it comes to finding your room, though. You'll probably be the lucky one that has that hideous plant outside the door.
I shall take up no more of your time. À bientôt.
Alright, let's see. Right, I got one link here. Ornamental.
Come, my little
No?
grey cells. Order and method. That is the...
It's a no. Right, so I gotta speak to Gideon anyway, but
The pieces of the puzzle of...
they will no doubt be concerned for not only Angeline, but also for their positions at the house. What is the extent of their knowledge of the matter? Okay. Oof. It's getting big. So we have one over here. Talk to Angeline, which we did. Cassandra.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Luke was fired. Ah.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Ah.
This will not get me any
Well, I mean, that's kind of
Magnifique.
obvious. It's truly terrible that Luke passed away, and to see how broken Elizabeth is.
I should not be surprised by...
Losing a loved one and not having a close friend to talk to would be difficult for anyone. Right. Gideon!
Please, ask. Angeline
visit
has
last time?
spoken of it. You made quite the impression on her, detective.
I feel responsible for what came from that day. Florette's dismissal and Luke's.
It is not your fault. Madame van den Bosch does not like it when her rules or authority are undermined. I try to explain to Angeline the same, but her guilt has not left her.
Mademoiselle has explained the payment of the blackmail letter.
I suppose you think I was unwise to pay it?
I am glad Mademoiselle requested my help before you fell further out of pocket.
Madame van den Bosch had no intentions of paying it, whether she believes there is a secret that could ruin the family or not.
It was an honorable move for you to make the payment. It was certainly no small fee.
Angeline is to be my wife, and then we shall be family. As far as I am concerned, my money is our money.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Okay, so we gotta look for a room with a plant. According to Demir, an ugly plant. There's a couple here. Northeast quarter. What is this?
Oh,
Ah. His room faces the back garden.
huh.
Another one. Right, so here's another two thingies, like the saints above. A male speech, okay. I reckon that's the major. Oh, please don't tell me I'm next to the major.
Ah,
Striking and full of colour, it really draws one's attention in a positive way.
huh.
I mean, how else? Right, right. Where am I looking? Ah. Luggage.
I must take a different approach if
I have no bloomin' idea.
I must act on... What a revelation!
Okay. I must have been one of the last to arrive. I should settle myself as soon as possible. Oh, so if there's nobody in a room, must be ours. Good deduction. Angeline guilty about dismissal?
Order and method.
No?
That is the way.
Oh, shush.
Come, my little grey cells. The pieces of the puzzle are finally...
Angeline is trying to do good, even though the dismissals weren't entirely her fault. Trying to redeem herself.
Is there something I am not seeing? Magnifique.
Mademoiselle Angeline says she never intended for Fleurette to be fired. I believe her. It is certainly not the happy news I was expecting. Mademoiselle Elizabeth lost her beloved Luke, and young Fleurette the maid-servant has not been seen, even with Mademoiselle Angeline's efforts. At last it appears the family have survived their financial difficulties. Okay. So have we ascertained that this is our room yet?
Oh.
Gideon, is that our room? Right, nothing you can tell me, no? Just her nose. Fabulous red boots. Very striking.
Aha.
Ah, come on. Maybe Elizabeth can help. She seems to know what's going on. House deeds. The deeds of the house are rightly framed, but why left here not hanging on the wall? Really? That's what we're here for? I mean, it's got a couple of plants. I swear, I'm going to go sleep out in the snow.
Detective.
I shall take up no.
Gideon, I can't find my freaking room.
Ah.
Will it let me upstairs now?
Oh.
I think I've looked at all the blooming plants now.
Huh.
It is ours! There is no other freaking place it could be!
Aha.
Look, I will get up close and personal with every damn plant in this place. Oh, there is a door here.
Oh. Huh. Huh.
Mr. E. de Silva. Right. What you said about there being a plant. Dear Lord, all just to find a bedroom. Finally, I have found my chamber. Although the journey was longer than expected. The destination is really quite charming. I should make myself familiar and comfortable in my new surroundings. It is a fabulous room. Book. I wonder if I will get a chance to catch up on my reading whilst I stay here. The snow has limited the view from the window, but it certainly has a beauty of its own.
Ah,
A roaring fire, I could stand and gaze into the flames for hours. Even for a detective like myself, finding this room was quite an arduous task. The house may hold more secrets than expected. Yeah, I didn't know it was a blooming room there. Didn't even see a door. Ah, Elizabeth. At least you found the frickin' room before I did.
Elizabeth, thank you for coming. I shall not take up too much more of your precious time.
Not at all, Detective. I had best not be away for too long. Madame would not be pleased when there is so much work to do.
Well, mademoiselle, if anyone was to ask, I required your urgent attention with a delicate matter. That should be enough to give you a moment's peace.
Thank you, Detective.
Can I assume you are aware of the probable blackmail ring in the area?
I have heard whispers, but this town is full of busybodies. It's hard to know what is the truth and what is hot air from socialites trying to outdo one another.
I would not have thought you want to join in with such chatter.
I'm not, but it can be hard to ignore. I try to quash any talk of it in the house. But it's easier said than done. When the staff are together, it seems to be a competition to see who can dream up the most scandalous rumour.
You are a loyal maid and friend. Mademoiselle Angeline is fortunate to have you.
It baffles me why they would target her in the first place. She has such a kind and pure soul. That may not be what you remember of Mademoiselle, but she has grown into a kind-hearted young lady.
I was wary of that when I arrived, but I myself can see a change in her, a maturity. And if it is as kind and pure as you have stated, she should not be troubled by the letter.
Letters, Detective. I brought you the other.
Oh, okay. Mademoiselle Van de Bush. You do not know me, but I know you and your family very well. For years, you have stood high on your pedestal, attending parties and living the lifestyle of the upper class, life that you were born into, all the while hiding a sordid secret that would tarnish the Van de Bush name forever. Once a respected family with morals and nobility, but now you rely on riches and jewelry to show your worth, a worth that is not deserved. Even residing in a home that was obtained under your lies, but not for long. For your secret to remain exactly that. Take a small brown paper parcel filled with 5,000 francs addressed to Monsieur Dupont, to Barbier and Sons Cobblers, before sundown on Friday. If you do as I request, this will be the last you hear from me. You will be able to return to your life of stolen wealth and excess. If you refuse, be sure the name Van de Bush will be on the whisper of lips for years to come.
I have tried to tell her not to think any more on them, but she fears that even a fabricated story could ruin the family name. She even frets at what it may do to her engagement.
I have met Monsieur Demire, and I cannot see his love for Angeline diminishing at something so trivial. Merci for bringing this letter to me.
Mademoiselle Angeline worries so much about the family name, but from Mademoiselle Elizabeth's telling, she has nothing to worry about, at least from her own perspective. Perhaps the secret does not directly concern Angeline at all, and she is merely the easy target. Yeah, it's probably
Merci,
the mom.
mademoiselle.
Pleasure is mine, Detective.
Okay. So we have 2 links, okay. What we got? Wishes the family to leave the manor.
I cannot see
Just
the
in case.
logic in this. Perhaps a second...
Maybe it's the...
Some would say a lucky
Yep.
get.
Could the blackmailer be more interested in the house and the money they have demanded? Then we have the wishes the family to suffer.
Come, of grey cells. I cannot see the
I don't
logic
know.
in this. Perhaps a
Um.
I must act on thought.
Ah, I didn't see the bottom one.
What a revelation!
Staff members that are aware of the blackmail could possibly know the reason why. It appears the Vanderbush secret may not be a secret at all. The house staff may know what the blackmailer is holding over the family. Didn't see that bottom one, otherwise I would have plopped it. What's up there? Motives. Blackmailer wishes the family to leave. Possible instruments, tools, or weapons used to commit this crime. Nobody told her about any weapons.
Of course, Detective. What is it? She will no doubt be with Master Gideon. The party was just beginning when I came upstairs.
That is my cue to make a grand entrance. Am I presentable enough for the creme of society?
Quite handsome, Detective.
Merci. If you catch me snoring, please poke me in the ribs.
I will use Madame's sharpest poker.
Oh.
It sounds as though someone else may have already been poked.
Yeah, there's a fight going on in the next room. Ooh. Alright, we're going to leave this here, guys. I hope you've been enjoying. If you have, hit that like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's see. You're gonna...
Ladies and gentlemen,
There you
please,
go.
if you would be so kind
So,
to return to the
As I was
party.
saying, if you liked it, hit that like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought. And as always, thanks for watching, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.